Savannah Guthrie pleads for public help as new details emerge in a true crime case.
She was dead. Okay? Okay. All right. And then there's the original person that was able to read that. She received it from her boss of KOLD. Okay? All right. Now we're starting to get into Carmelo, and I'm not going to do that. All right. So now this is still playing in the background. I don't want that. Let's get straight into Savannah and that note and what actually freaking happened. All right. And then we'll double back around.
Plea once again this morning, which we're about to play for you. Now, the reason she's making this plea is because of the new reports about the second ransom note that was received by one Tucson TV station on February 6th. Now, the report is that we've now learned that that note was not actually a ransom note and that it merely informed the Guthrie family that Nancy had passed away. So
shortly after the kidnapping.
Right. So this morning, Savannah knew that there was obviously a lot of attention to that, and she wanted to make a comment, but not about the story itself.
I don't have any comment on the story, and I'm not involved in our coverage, but I can't pretend I'm not here. And so since I am, I wanted to just take the opportunity to ask people, to beg people to come forward. Somebody knows something. We are in agony. We cannot be at peace. So no matter how much I try to come out here every day and smile and find that joy, and I will, I promise I will. This is a moment to tell you that we need your help. We're begging for your help, and I'm not going to miss that opportunity. And so please, if you're watching, no matter how small, the reward is there. You can tell us. It can be anonymous. Please do the right thing for us, for our family, for our children. And we love our mom, and we'll never stop looking for her, never.
So it is really heart-wrenching, and we want to talk a little bit about that in a minute. But first, we should talk about the confusion over the sequence of events that happened in the week following the kidnapping. That we received the first ransom note. And that note, which the FBI says is real, and it's the same people who wrote the second note, it said, give us $4 million and we will return Nancy. But if you don't do it within 4 days, it goes to $6 million. And if you don't do it within 3 days after that, we will kill her. And that's what it says in those stark terms. So then we find.
Now, mind you, TMZ wanted to be relevant. They got what they wanted. All right. They also got what they wanted because FBI has finally doubled back around. We are not seeing searchers. We're not seeing it. That's the FBI. And I agree that more needs to be done, but we don't know how close the FBI is to getting the IP address, getting the DNA back. And yes, Mama Pearl says, I feel bad for Savannah. You know why? Because I'm kind of like the Savannah in my neighborhood, and my mom knows it, and she's there with me. If someone comes in, yeah, you got it. If someone comes to my house or even across the street and they're sitting there for hours in their car, I shit you not. I'm like, do you live on this street? And if not, you got to keep trucking, because this is not where our kids and our things, we don't have people just lingering in the neighborhood. And if my mom had been kidnapped and I knew she was dead, I would be even worse than that. Savannah's being nice. I'd probably come out and cock my gun and say, get the F out of here. I mean, I don't know what I'd do. I don't want to think about my mom being kidnapped and killed. All right. But I also want you to know, I have no bias against Alex for the horror or for the tattoos. Guys, I'm tattooed up. I'm tattooed up everywhere. I also love horror. Yes, this is The Tusk. This is probably one of the grossest movies that you'll ever see. You probably never even seen it before. Look at, there's faces on it. There's like death masks. Literally made on. This is a handmade doll called The Tusk. And it's not a doll. It's like heavy glass, all handmade. I am not downing anyone for horror. All right. Of course, the Constitution means something to me. Of course it does. I'm not bashing you. I just said that. Don't come on my channel and say I'm bashing you, because anyone can say I'm not bashing you. The Constitution means a lot to me, but being respectful means a lot as well. So please be respectful. All right. But you can be here and be respectful. The Constitution and A1 rights are in question. Remember that, not behavior. I understand that, Mr. Criminal Network, and I understand what you're saying. I have both sides of this playing. I'm letting people know, look, I'm tatted to the gills. I'm not bashing on you or anybody there, and I'm not being disrespectful. I'm saying what I would do and how I feel. All right, so do your thing. Do your thing. And now you know, I don't think you want to get arrested all the time. So I'm assuming next time they tell you to leave, and then you'll realize Pima County's going to arrest me if I don't leave. Right? That's all. I didn't say anything about you. Thank you. I appreciate that. I'm not even trying to go there, dude. If I met you outside somewhere, I'd say what's up to you. I just don't like disrespect. And certainly I wouldn't want that to happen to me or my mom. So thank you. All right. Geez, negative. Yeah, I had to address that because I knew. No worries. A Criminal Network, this has happened to me in the Maddie Soto case. I got a bunch of it came way too fast, and people started with making stuff up. All right. So just do your thing, ignore the haters, keep going, and learn from your shit. That's all. That's what I do. All right. But guys, like I said, as a horror fan, we just saw Criminal Network here. Alex, he likes horror, and that's what I was saying. I'm like, it doesn't matter that you like horror or you want to do these weird evil or these weird things that look evil with the blood and shit. That doesn't mean anything. But respect goes a long way. What's up, Fugitive TV? Good to see you. How you doing, my friend? I've been wanting to get your attention, and thank you. I used your content yesterday, and I absolutely loved it. Keep rocking what you do. And if you guys could drop a link to Fugitive TV, that would all be awesome. Yeah, no, I get it. I totally get that. I came on here and said, we're not bashing a single person. We're simply talking about what's going on and how I feel. All right, let's continue. Let me get this back on and let's go.
Doubt that second note says she has died.
She has died.
And the day after that, and this is the confusion, Savannah did a social media post with her family saying that we want our mother back home so we can celebrate, and
Right.
we will
So
pay
we can
money.
celebrate with her.
And we will pay money.
Right.
And the money was never paid because we have the Bitcoin address,
Right.
and nothing other than what the FBI did to try and trace it, nothing was paid.
Right. So that was confusing. Now, in light of knowing that on Friday, the 6th, they were informed that she had passed away, that video that Savannah and her siblings made on Saturday made it sound like they didn't say, bring her home so we can celebrate her life. They said, so we can celebrate with her. It's like they were kind of walking a line. They didn't want to reveal to the public
Yes.
that, at least according to the ransom note, which the FBI believed, that
you see, this is what we want to do with our community. There's absolutely a difference between gore and satanic gore, right? But I don't know those people either, Alex, she wrote. So that's what I'm saying. I'm saying judging a book by its cover is not the right thing to do. So let's not give them anything to talk shit about us for. You know what I'm saying? And thank you, Fugitive TV. I've been watching your stuff for a while, and I really like your style. I like your coverage. Thank you. All right. Drop a link for him. And then, a lot of people have your back, Fugitive TV. I mean, Fugitive TV too, but Alex, Criminal Network, a lot of people have your back. A lot of people in here are saying exactly, he didn't do anything wrong. And I'm just telling what happened. So there is no miscommunication. I told Mab this morning, be ready for the attack, because people are going to say, Mab, you were on Criminal Networks last night, so it's your fault, right? Friendly neighbor. Let's continue. This is the most accurate I've seen TMZ be. Now, this came out, came out last night or early this morning.
they didn't want to reveal that Nancy had passed away.
And there's a reason, because we know this from the FBI. They believed that these ransom notes, these 2 ransom notes, were real, but they weren't positive. And they didn't, I believe this, they didn't want to say definitively she had died because they wanted people to keep looking for her.
They didn't want to let up the public pressure.
In case they weren't real, in case this was bogus.
And even if it was real, they also...
Even if it is real, you don't want to tell the world that, right? And Fugitive TV has a record, right? You were on the run Fugitive TV. That's what I love about the beginning of the episode. He tells you his story. He says, I was on the run for years. I gave myself up and now I'm doing the right thing and I want to help people. You go, Fugitive TV. I don't care what your arrest record is. I'm sorry, it seems to be negative tonight. No, we're getting out of that. It's just it's my episode, Why the Chaos in Pima County. We're all good, Dave. Golden Hen. Everything you're putting out is exactly what FBI would be looking for. Annie seems very sad and lost. Maybe Tomato was sick of his wife hurting and did something about it. Wait, we're getting to that next. Thank you so much for saying that, Golden Hen. We're going to go with Profiling Evil. This man, kudos to Mike King. My goodness, I couldn't have said this better. And that's why I wanted to show you these parts of the writings. Even Tommaso does that, but he does his writing in Italian or whatever he does in another language. All right. Thank you, Criminal Network. I hope things go well for you and there's no more arrests. Don't get arrested. It's not a good look, man, and it's hot out there. All right, Pima County is bananas. Pima County is the issue. I agree. Pima County is a huge issue. Thank you. Yep. Thank you. Yeah. Fugitive TV has a record. I don't give a shit about that. I care how he acts now. All right. Yeah. I agree. I think that it's a red herring as well. Criminal Network, I think that they're doing anything to take the attention off of the lack of work that they've done in the first 24 to 48 hours. I mean, they slapped those kidnappers in the face with a $152 Bitcoin transaction. If I were a kidnapper and they did that, I'd be mad as hell. All right. What's up, Ben? Good to see you. Let's continue. I want to get to this.
So wanted the public to still be
Vigilant.
to be vigilant and to share whatever information if you had information about the kidnapping.
So here's what we can piece together. That when Savannah said we will pay money, the problem was that second note did not have a ransom demand.
So that's the problem here, Cat Lady. Much love to you, by the way. You really got to go back and watch the first hour of my episode because I broke down for you and everybody else that was lost and confused, like myself, about the notes and the sequence and what Savannah didn't say. I mean, I think that's why the whole thing happened with the Criminal X and Savannah, because Criminal X is out there with all the other people, JLR and whatever, and so Savannah called the police on them, and he got arrested. And then he said something about why didn't you tell us in the note? You're not lost, really, but if you go back and take a look at what I did,